Welcome back, everybody. I recently received a few different auction lots that I won, and I thought we could go through them. The first lot up should just be a socket set. I paid $45.30 to the door. So this is a little SK quarter-inch set. I don't know how much of it is original to this set, but let's take a look. Okay, looks like originally it was a 21-piece. Set $49.21, sold for $19.88. And it looks like it had 9 standard sockets, 7 deep sockets, 1 ratchet, 1 extension, 1 spinner handle, 1 universal, and the box. Looks like we do have the 7 deep sockets. Although I see the one on the end is marked SK Wayne. I would guess that's not original. It does have the universal, the spinner, the ratchet. Seems to be working just fine. Okay, so it says it has a 2 and a 6-inch extension. This is only the 2-inch. So it's missing the 6. I probably have one here. And it actually has 10 sockets back there when it says it only should have 9. So let's take a closer look. So it has 8 of the original sockets, and somebody threw in 2 extra proto sockets. So it seems like it's only missing 1 socket, 1 extension to be complete, and I likely have those here. Okay, next up, it's a lot that I paid $41.65. I think it has a few random snap-on tools in it, maybe some others. Let's take a look. All right, first item up in this lot is a Klein tool pouch, zipper tool pouch. This one is pretty clean. A lot of times these are completely ragged and beat up and holes in them. This one looks like it's in pretty nice shape. Next is a Lyle T45 Torx. And then we have a snap-on 12mm quarter-inch swivel and SK shallow 3/8. Looks like it's actually never been used. And then we have a Blue Point 15/16 side terminal battery wrench. It's about 10 inches long. Snap-on 5/16 quarter-inch drive swivel. And then we have a couple of snap-on ball hex screwdrivers, but somebody took the grinder to this one and made it a flat tip. Next we have a 15mm Blue Point combo, an SK 5/16 quarter-inch drive deep, and a no-name slightly modified nut driver with a Torx wrench welded into it. Next up is a little pick tool. This is usually included in like a 4-piece set. Last thing in that lot is going to be an older Mac screwdriver. I think it's got about a 12-inch shank on it. Flat tip, of course. Hard to read the name, but it's in there somewhere. Okay, moving on to the final lot. I think it was going to be Snap-on, Blue Point Mac, maybe a couple other brands. I paid $133.99. Okay, first up out of that lot is 6 different shallow metric quarter-inch drive sockets by Snap-on. So I noticed that these sockets start with the part number having a Y as the first letter. That's a little different to me. I don't know if there's some sort of special thing about these sockets. They look fairly normal to me, so not quite sure what the difference is. And then we have a Snap-on 3/8 to quarter-inch adapter. Snap-on half-inch drive swivel. This one has the lock button, or the locking pin. There's a Snap-on thread file in there. And next up is a Mac chisel. It's got like a striking cap on the back. Looks like someone's ground the tip off this one a little bit, but probably still usable as is. Next up is this Mac socket that's 6-sided on this side, 12-point on this side. I'm sure it's some sort of sensor socket, oil sender type thing socket. There's also a Mac half-inch drive impact swivel, a Snap-on 22mm deep impact socket, Snap-on 3/4 deep socket, Snap-on 3/8 universal or swivel, a Mac half-inch to 3/4 adapter. Looks like this one's never been used, or maybe just barely. Another Snap-on 22, but this one's a 3/8 drive. A little 1-inch Snap-on adapter, 3/8 drive. A Snap-on 5/8 swivel extension, spark plug socket. Some sort of obstruction type wrench. 5/8 3/4 Mac. I believe this is a cotter pin puller made by Mac. Looks fairly new. We've got some Snap-on 3/8 drive impacts. All metric. This one's a semi-deep, I believe. Then there's this Snap-on tap, a set of Blue Point feeler gauges, and then there's a Snap-on brake drum tool, 3 Mac extensions, quarter-inch, 3/8, and half-inch. Then we have a Mac 17mm half-inch drive and a Matco 19mm. Fairly new-looking Snap-on 3/8 wobble extension. A few more Snap-on 3/8 drive sockets. 11mm, 9/16, and a 3/8. There was also a 20mm Snap-on half-inch drive shallow. a snap-on 5/8 spark plug socket. I think this is one of those that's like the retaining socket. They don't actually have a rubber ring inside. Another one of these snap-on industrial style adapters, 1/2 inch to 3/8. A snap-on 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch impact swivel. And last thing out of this lot is going to be a snap-on 5mm ball hex bit socket. So that's going to be all for this one. I think I did pretty well on the last lot, not so much on the second lot. But thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.